outside of comedy, just football means everything to me, you know. Yeah. Nothing else counts. And the kids as well, of course, you know, and the wife, you know. But football is the number one. Comedy is number two.
Tony Ferns, and you know, if I didn't have him, I would have got the stage time, or would have been able to build up the confidence, which is happening this day with up and coming comedians who are starting now.
When I started, I was told by numerous people that the Battle was the only place, like Tony was the person you had to talk to get your first proper gig.
They talk about this in sports like baseball or soccer, that the guy, you know, who coaches the kids' teams and who's always looking to develop that talent but then passes it on. And I think with Irish comedy, that's who Tony is. He's the guy that is there to start people's journeys and just loves the excitement of, you know, seeing new talent come in, give him the chance. And as I say, he's one of the most generous men I've ever met.
One, it's a great night, and two, it's just like this is a place for you to just for you to go start off in like stand-up comedy. That is the best way for you to just do it. Like the stand off is the best club to go to.
He just genuinely loves putting on the new acts and give everybody a platform to get into it, you know.
He's the first contact people have with comedy and gigging.
He's very open to, he sees he's an honest guy, you know what I mean, which is a great thing about him. If you show up and you love comedy, he's gonna respect that because he's a respectable man, you know what I mean, and fair play to him, you know what I mean. There's no bullshit to the guy, which is great.
We're lucky to have him. He's brilliant.
I suppose the hardest part is actually coming in here at 7, like during the winter, because you know you just think, oh, I want to stay at home. It's cold and freezing. But you know, the aim of the game is to have a full show, and you know, the more people you can get into the show, the better, because then the performers have a live audience to perform in front of, you know. The Battle of the Axe started in '96, and it grew out of the Halfpenny Laugh Improv Club, and it was more for myself as an actor as well to get up on stage and do monologues and stuff like that. But I soon discovered that there was oceans of people looking for open spots, and so they ended up doing the open spots, and I just concentrated on getting in the crowds. And possibly a wrong thing to do artistically, you know what I mean? At the beginning we were open mic singer-songwriters and comedy and poetry and fire eaters and slam poetry and rap and anything that goes. I would like to be up on that stage myself doing stuff, you know what I mean?
So why aren't you?
Because I can't be in two places at the one time, and I have got people to help me do this job loads of different times, but I always feel I'm the best person at it. I always seem to do better than anyone else. Generally, any money I make out from the show, I put it back into posters and up doing the website and advertising and general promotions of the show, because next week's show doesn't start next week. Next week's show started 6 months ago, you know what I mean? So tonight I'm actually planning for the summer already, you know what I mean? So if I make any money tonight, I would actually invest it into promotion of the show. It doesn't always work, but you know, you have to give it your best shot, you know. Just getting ready to go to the show. I'm running a bit late now because didn't finish work till 4:30, and then someone reminded me that I didn't have a microphone for tonight, so one of the comedians let the last one smash, and I had to buy a new one. So guess I'm fucked financially tonight anyway. No profit tonight, you know. So I have to just make that back. But part and parcel of the game, as it were. And then I got a call. I have to go to a teachers' meeting, so I have to go to that from here once I get these comedians sorted. And then I've got the show at 9:30. I suppose I don't get to spend as much time with the family as I would like, you know what I mean? Well, Tuesdays and Thursdays anyway. And then when I am actually at home, as you can see, I was over there on the computer doing a lot of work, so you're kind of on the computer and you've your back turned to the parent and the kids, like, so, you know, you're working away, as I say, you know, but at the end of the day, soldiers have to go to Vietnam and places like that on duty, so at least I'll be back home tonight, you know what I mean? Some people never reply. Like, you know, you're booking for a gig and then, you know, they don't show up, like.
What happens to them then if an act does that?
I give them a gig a year later. They don't hear from me for a year. I actually get them to come into the show to actually, if even someone from Belfast or Cork or Donegal don't show up, the next time they ask me for a gig, I ask them to come in person. No reply, so I don't know what's happening there. So I just have to hopefully pick up a couple of comedians along the way as I go into town, you know. The last few spaces now for the show. Live comedy tonight, 9:30. I haven't been up there, but the comedians are telling me it's not that good tonight, so.
No. How many people are in?
6 or 7.
6 or 7.
Yeah.
How long have you been
Live
out here
comedy.
tonight?
Sorry.
How long have you been out here tonight?
3 hours at this stage. Feels like I should have been at home watching football, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Toasting up on the couch, you know.
And on a night like this, do you ever ask yourself why do you keep doing it?
You do, yeah, of course you do. But, you know, it's part and parcel of, you know, winter and summer, you know. Winter can be just horrible nights like this, and, you know, you just hope it gets better during the summer, but it doesn't always work out like that either.
And why do you care if it gets better?
Well, you've got better shows, so.
No, but why do you care if there's a show at all on a night like this where there's 6 people in? Why do you care if there's a show at all?
Don't know, really, you know. I suppose I've been doing it for so long, it's very hard to kind of say, oh, I'm taking Tuesday night off.
Right.
But if there wasn't 7 people there, I could just wrap up and go home and enjoy the night, you know what I mean? So I suppose I'd be better off if nobody turned up at all. So I just cancelled the show, but,
Yeah.
you know.
And if it would be better off so you could cancel the show, as the person who organises the show, why don't you just cancel it altogether and have every night at home?
I might be doing that soon in the future. Yeah. I've been saying that for 17 years though. Yeah, I mean, say, like, you know, I used to watch Coronation Street and EastEnders, like, you know, and then go to bed sort of thing, like, and I didn't like that lifestyle either. So at least you're out here on a Tuesday night and it's totally different, you know. I work during the day as a drama teacher, so come out here at night, it's not the type of thing that you'd kind of want to ever do, is stand out and hold a pole advertising the comedy club. But, you know, you get to meet all different types of people from all walks of life, you see, you know, Coronation Street is in Temple Bar, you know what I mean? Because you see so many things going on, you know. You meet good people, bad people. You see McDonald's fights outside McDonald's, fights outside Centras, you know what I mean? So you see all this sort of thing happening. So, you know, it's interesting. Like, yeah. Like, I mean, say, whatever way you look at it, this is probably the busiest little place in Ireland. You know what I mean?
And from the things you see, the odd things on the street, the funny things, are you
live comedy?
Are you ever tempted to turn any of that? Do you ever ask yourself, why don't I turn some of that into material and go into my own night and perform?
Yeah, I should really, but because I have a day job and I have to prepare for it as well, and I've got kids and family, I just don't have the time, you know what I mean? Like currently I'm preparing my own students for their projects, and that takes up all my energy. So once I've finished here, you know, I don't kind of go home and go to bed for 3 days and sleep for 3 days, like, you know what I mean? Like,
so you're spending your daytime working for performers and your nighttime working for the benefit of performers.
Yeah, it looks like that right now. Yeah. Without any thanks, let's put it that way. Because none of the performers give a shit at the end of the day. So long as they get their gig and they come in here and get up on stage, and once they're up and out, it's fuck you, Tony. You know what I mean? So you know, they don't care. You know what I mean? But as I say, I didn't choose this life. It just happened. You know what I mean? It doesn't always succeed, but you know, you don't know the night that it does. You know what I mean?
And how does it feel as a performer? How does it feel when the show is happening inside and you're stood out here with the sign?
I feel a bit cheated in ways, because I would like to be up on that stage myself doing stuff. You know what I mean? But it may be the case in the future that I will return back inside, and if I can find a better way of getting people in. You know what I mean? It's not over yet. Until the Tin Lady sings. Battle of the Axe open mic night tonight, 9:30. Don't be late. The last few spaces now for the show. Live comedy tonight, 9:30.
Just because he's a nice man. Basically, like, it's as simple as that. Like, he's one of the few people in comedy who are genuinely nice. Like.
I think he wants a continuous reminder of why he doesn't perform, because he can just look at our nervous faces all the time and go, thank God I don't have to do that.
I think he got the spirit of, comedy, and when you have the spirit of comedy, nothing matters but the comedy, if you know what I mean.